Right, when you got m1xwell to join the team, that, as you pointed out, was kind of the first real legit signing that really put the team upwards in trajectory, because he was clearly like, listen, if people don't know, it was a gamble. Like, he wasn't like some superstar player in Europe. He was playing the fucking Spanish team. But if you ever watched him with the eye test, he clearly had skills. Like, the guy had skills in his game. But the thing I wanted to ask about was this. If people look at the history of European players going to North America, first of all, it's not very large, actually. A lot of them, sadly, have said no to the offers over the years. And then the rare times they have, and I'm talking about legit ones, as in you don't just stay in Europe and play in the land. You actually have to move there like this and live in North America. A lot of them also don't tend to work out for factors like, cultural difference. Maybe they can't handle like everyone screaming in comms, or just like they miss home and, they just immediately sort of get bummed out. I mean, this basically happened in some of those Cloud9 lineups later on when they got all the European players. How did this one work out though? Because I have to say, I know m1xwell as a personality. He can be a bit quiet, he certainly seems like later in his career he did miss being at home. How did this first year work out though? Because obviously it was a fantastic signing for this team and it was like very influential to the success of the squad. So was there something different about the vibe when he came over? Did he actually just fit in? What was it like when he came to this team? And did you actually know basically how good he was supposed to be?
Yeah, we definitely did a lot of research on him before we picked him up. I forget we were looking at other players like Hunter, for example. He was completely unknown at the time. But we asked Pitar, I forget his last name. He's the owner of HLTV, one of the owners.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, he always gives us like scouting lists of like unknowns that people don't know about that we can get. And at that time, m1xwell was at the top of that list. So we watched his demos and we're like, this guy's insane. So we just picked him up fully. And the first thing I noticed is his English is really not so good, which is a given because he has lived in Spain his whole life. But he honestly learned English really fast. Like he became fluent, basically like fully fluent within like a couple months, just by playing in practices and FPLs and never ranked guest. But one thing that really changed a lot was when he came, he brought like a European mentality, because we actually had really bad like practice routines and we were kind of lazy at the time because I don't know, it's I guess maybe the North American mentality. But he was like, he instantly said, like, this is how you guys always practice? Or is this like the mentality you always have when you lose? Like all these things that we didn't really look at, and that third-party perspective that we brought from Europe, it really changed a lot in our mentalities, because we had some issues with being like down when we'd lose. And he was really good at actually like pointing that out, like, we can't do that. You have to like maintain a good mentality, and we have to practice 6 days a week or whatever it was. And all that stuff, I think, really elevated us a lot in game. And on top of that, his actual in-game like performance, he was kind of like a no fucks given. Like he just did whatever he wanted. He was just off the leash, and we didn't have much of a system in Optic. It was more of like a defaulty do what you want type of thing, kind of like a budget Fnatic version. How Fnatic kind of just sends the guys out, the troops out, and they do what they want. I'm talking about old school, like 2015 Fnatic. And we kind of played like that in Optic, and it really worked out because we had a lot of high-skilled individual players, and bringing m1xwell in kind of elevated that to the next level because he was just so raw-skilled and didn't care, and he was like so confident in North America because he was in Europe playing against European teams all the time, and he comes to North America and he can just slay everyone.